Before I begin, I just have a few words to say. To the band, thank you. It was such a treat to hear you play today. It's been a treat to hear you play all 4 years. To Jay, thank you for being a friend, but also thank you for setting the bar so high today. And Mr. Ginter, thank you for those kind words. I'm really happy that I took the chance a couple weeks ago. Freshman year, my older sister drove me home from school. I would get unbelievably mad if I was left standing in the parking lot waiting for her to get to the car. At one point I even said, "Look, can I carry the keys? I obviously get to the car before you. Just let me sit inside." Sophomore year, I had 6th period PE. I also had torn my ACL that year, so I never had to dress. I hate to admit it now, but when Miss Smiley would dismiss the class to go get changed, I would walk straight out to the overflow parking lot 7 to 8 minutes early and meet my mom, and we drove off. Junior year, I had Mr. Marangelli, practically the closest classroom you can get to the parking lot. When that bell rang, I would get shin splints, walking with David Bilby, Abby Overby, Josh Rubinoff, and Gloria Mazzini. Senior year, at least for the first half, I had a 6th period. As Matt St. Jim once said, "If you don't run, you're never getting out of here." See, the thread here is that I've always been in a rush to leave Rio. I never had a game, an appointment, a practice, a job, or anything I had to get to. I was just always in a rush to leave. Now, one of my proudest moments here at Rio is when Mrs. Wilson actually asked me to give tours to the incoming 8th grade class. There was one tour I will never forget. Jake Rooney and I gave a private tour to one girl, I think because we both wanted to get out of class that day. But either way, it was my favorite tour. For those of you that don't know, the 8th grade tours started in the PAC, a brand new performing arts center. After we visited the PAC, we walked over to Mr. Cork's room, the student government teacher. Not anymore, but he was. When we went there, I told the girl, if you're at all interested in student government, you've got to go for it. The people that are in student government really love it. It's your opportunity to make a change, meet people, get involved. If you're at all interested in student government, go for it. And the girl says, I'm interested in being a position, I'm considering running. And I'm like, do it. I ran for freshman president, and I lost, but it's okay. You've got to do it, because if you have the opportunity to be in student government, you've got to take it. The tour keeps going, and we're already at Mr. Cork's room, so the very next stop is the Betty Miller Theater. And I say, if you're at all interested in theater, you've got to go out for a play. There's no harm in trying out. The people that are in theater really love it. It's a great opportunity to learn life skills, better speaking. You've got to go out for a play. And she says, I'm kind of interested in a play. I'm just nervous about it. And I say, I tried out for a play sophomore year and I never got a call back, but it's okay. If you have the opportunity to be in theater, you are lucky. Pause story real fast. That is why I ended up in PE sitting there, not doing anything, was because I couldn't do drama. So eventually we did the rest of our tour, and one of the final stops is the language department. We walk into Madam Murray's room, my teacher at the time, and she goes on, and then she says, Emily's a pom-pom girl, which means cheerleader, I think, in French. And so I leave the room, and I'm like, if you're at all interested in cheerleading, you've got to go out for cheerleading. You get a cute little uniform, it's a great way to meet people. And the girl stops me right there and says, I don't want to be a cheerleader, I just want to be on song. And I'm like, well, that makes 2 of us. I tried out for song twice, and I never made it. But, you gotta try. And so, as negative of a turn, it looks like my tour was headed. At the end of the day, I think she realized, that we all eventually found our niche here at Rio. And as I stand here today, I think, could you imagine student government without Whitney, Ava, Marie, Jack, or Curtis? Could you imagine the theater department without the Odells, Julie, or Grace? Could you imagine the song team without Catherine Schved, Emma Swerber, and Charlena? Me neither. that tour. How proud Jake and I were to be Raiders. I'm a Raider. How many more times are you guys going to get to say that? We've been Dragons and Bulldogs and Panthers and Cougars, but today we get to be a Raider. Tomorrow, Beezra is going to be a Bronco, and Jesse is going to be a Wildcat, and Logan and Aggie and Whitney and Gaucho and Catherine and Buffalo and Melanie and Banana Slug, but today we get to be Raiders. And I've never been prouder to be anything else. Earlier this year, Mr. Mahoney had us do a poetry unit. And I'm not saying I'm good at poetry, but way back in November, I wrote a poem called Graduation Day. So I feel like there's no better place to read it than now. We are nearing the day we don't bleed yellow and green. It's finally our turn, the class of 2019. We have watched them all go to big schools and better places. Look guys, I'm gonna miss all of your faces. Today we sit here on the 10th of June, no longer sit in Miss Weesey's class every afternoon. Our spots are repaved, the field is almost done, Kylie Jenner wasn't there, but our prom was still fun. Jake and Dimitri replaced Aiden and Cade, Matt was Rowdy Raider captain, Jesuit was so afraid. My favorite part about high school was that I was a Raider. I almost failed calculus, Mr. Friedman, the generous grader. Never thought we would sit here all together, the last seniors to graduate in this 104-degree weather. Whitney was president, David and Rithvik Eagle Scouts. For those following the lead, you better watch out. Ben Davis got a 15-20. I started screaming. I messed that up. Ben Davis got a 15-20. He opened it in A-push. I started screaming, and Mr. Maricelli said, "Emily, shush." The VP's daughter is about to graduate. Correction Kerr, the most athletic girl in the state. Her cousin is Lauren, my best friend since preschool. We were also with Cole, my prom date, how cool. We were the first to publish in August in almost 10 years. Rebecca was the editor, in the third row, currently shedding some tears. Maddie and Callie tried out the medicine program. There goes Vinny Cracchiolo. Oh, how many times I've stalked him on Instagram. Sadie and Molly, Michael and Jessica Lee, Ben and Nate Davis, so many twins, OMG. Matt St. Jim is the world's best debater. This isn't a goodbye, just to see you later. Beezra, Bronco, Marley a bear, tons of Mustangs. It's time to look back at your parents and say take care. The last 4 years have changed us forever. With all of these skills, I'm sure we can handle the next endeavor. Rio, Americano, green and gold. Screaming that at games will never get old. I love Rio with all of my heart. Graduation day, the best and worst part. Now, Raiders, I do have one last thought to leave with you. When you come home from Washington as a doctor, or a nurse from San Francisco, or maybe an artist from Venice, or maybe you're even on The Bachelor or Bachelorette and it's your hometown day. Either way, when you come home, you have two choices. You can go fast and take Fair Oaks, or you can go slow and take American River Drive. In my own experience, I'll always choose American River Drive. Because when I drive by, there's something always going on at Rio. Sometimes you drive down American River Drive and you see Mr. Davis and Camille out there walking their dog. And you know that Cooper must be pitching a game. Other times you can see Jake Paxton's car or his dad's white Mustang convertible, and you know that there's a basketball game. Sometimes it's a Wednesday night and you know it's not open house, but the parking lot is packed. So it's gotta be small ball or a boys volleyball game. Either way, every time you drive past Rio, something is going on. 45-40. American River Drive has been our home, and it always will be. So Raiders, whatever is your American River Drive, go slow, take it all in, be proud of where you came from, and most importantly, don't rush it. Thank you.